Halloween isn't even here yet, but the holiday shopping season will be here before we know it. And with the inflation driving prices even higher, the earlier we can prepare our budget, the better. Joining us now with some money-saving tips this season is Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Tony, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Good morning. Always nice to see you. So, unfortunately, we are talking about the holidays already. I feel the pressure. I told you I was at Costco, saw all that stuff already, and I refuse to buy it just yet. But how is inflation impacting the upcoming holiday shopping season right now?
Seems like that Christmas stuff is coming out earlier and earlier every year, but we've all been feeling that pain when we're at the checkout counter. Inflation has stayed high. The prices have stayed high for everyday goods, and we really think this is going to continue for Christmas. About a third of holiday shoppers say inflation is having an impact on how they're planning to shop. 1 in 3 are expecting to go into credit card debt, and about half of shoppers will make a holiday purchase before even Halloween. So we're all feeling this financial stress this holiday, with 40% of folks saying they expect to feel kind of financially burdened by the Christmas. So you got to go into it with a plan. That's the big tip.
1 in 3 people are expected to face credit card debt. That feels like a jarring number to me.
Yeah, it sure does. And when it comes to credit card debt, whether we're talking about the holiday season or just general life, you want to have a spending plan. You really want to avoid the anxiety of finding a perfect gift in a year filled with these high prices, right? It's really going to beat up your wallet, and you're better off if you create a budget for that. Don't risk kind of feeling bummed out after the holidays when those credit card statements come in. If you come up with that budget and stick to it, you're going to be in a much better position. But don't forget to budget for the extras like shipping, wrapping paper, holiday decorations. There's so many expenses this time of year. You really want to be as detailed as possible. List each person you need to buy gifts for, how much you want to spend on them. Starting early is going to give you more time to spread out your spending and avoid that expensive last-minute shopping.
It can be really stressful, though, right? You just say start right now. Start your holiday shopping right now. People get overwhelmed by that, Tony.
Yeah, it can be very overwhelming, and I think there's this inclination maybe to dip into your savings. And if you have a holiday savings account that you saved up, that's great. But you want to remember to leave that emergency savings. We all want about 6 months worth of expenses. We learned that the hard way through COVID. A lot of people didn't have that emergency account. Maybe you lost your job and you were put into a pretty tough position. And we definitely don't want to tap into our retirement accounts for this type of spending. So it's really important to stick to that budget, even though we're feeling that pressure to buy earlier and buy more. If we have that budget, that's really going to help out.
Right. What do you think is the #1 tip for actually sticking to a budget? Because it can be difficult, like you mentioned.
It can be really difficult, but I think if you get through it once, right? Nobody wants to create that budget. It feels like a burden. You feel a little bit, kind of encumbered to what you want to do. But if you get through that, for example, this holiday season, you come out on the other side and you're not buried in that debt you can't afford, there's really this sense of accomplishment. And sometimes emotionally, that can really push us forward, where we say, okay, that felt pretty good. Maybe I can do this in other areas of my life and start to actually have some money to put away for the future.
Now, is that regarding your tip where it says don't forget about you, or what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I think it's really important to think about yourself a little bit this time of year. It's really important, I think, or it's really easy, I should say, to get really kind of burdened with buying everyone everything. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to do some group exchanges, and you might have a present picked out for your family and friends, but, you got to think about yourself as well. So I'm not talking about a new TV or home gym, but commit to your financial future by setting money aside to replenish your emergency fund, pay off debt, build for the future. A lot of my clients, my retirees that wind up in retirement as millionaires, they weren't big income earners, but they put themselves first. They budgeted, they stuck money away from the future, and now they're having this great retirement.
Well, look at that. Good results from Tony Drake. Where can our viewers go to learn more about you guys?
We love if you visit us at drakeandassociates.net.
Wonderful. Tony, as always, thanks for joining us and keeping us shopping smart.
Thank you.